One more. Hold on, y'all. Alright, here we go. So, as far as the WeatherTech mats, I give them about a 3 out of 5. This little bin, you know, that I showed y'all in the house. That's a rascal for you. Everything. And my anniversary date is coming up. It's about to be a year. And on my anniversary day, I plan on letting y'all in on what happened to me. All right, and why I'm in the position I'm in. All right, no crying, no crying, no crying. What's up, y'all? This is your girl Pooh, and you got your boy Spot with me. And I said I would tell y'all something on this anniversary date. And this is a little past it. I forgot. I've been doing DoorDash for the last 3 days. And I just totally forgot. Alright, y'all. What happened to me? Why I'm doing Vanlife? How this come about? Now, let me say it like this. This is, yeah. It's a why to it. It's a why to it, I guess. But, January 24th. 2024, I had what I didn't know at the time, my first brain aneurysm. And yeah, I said first. I was getting ready for work. I got up, did my normal routine, and I was brushing my teeth. When I got to my tongue, and you know, sometimes you go back too far and you gag. But when I gagged, a whole bunch of pain just shot through my head on this side, behind my ear. And I don't get headaches. I really get headaches. Really. That just felt different. I just was holding it out. I was like, what the hell? I went in the room to my significant other. And I was like, yo, something going on, man. My head hurts. Just pain just shot through my head on. Like, my head hurt so bad. And I couldn't describe what it was. And I just couldn't function. And I started throwing up. And I was just trying to hold it out. And it never went away. And like I said, I lived at home with my mom. So she was in her room. So I called her and I said, something ain't right. And she was like, you want to go to the hospital at this time? You know, it's nighttime. And I said, I'm not, for my own little reason, we're not going to get it. Me in hospitals and stuff, I just don't like them. So I didn't want to go. And I tried to hold it out until about 3 o'clock the next morning. I was like, Mom, I can't do it no more. I can't do it. I need to go to the hospital. And she was like, okay, in the morning we get up, go straight to the hospital. I get to the hospital, long story short, they was like, I'm glad you came in because you bleeding in the brain. So they took me to ICU. And that's when they started testing me. And I had to get angiograms and things like that. And they were trying to figure out what it was. I had to get CT scans, no tumors, no nothing, just a vessel pop. Whew, y'all. I'm still processing this because, like, a lot of people don't make it when it comes to this, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, no, buddy. Hey, no. You gotta stay up here. And you hook. Yeah, so I've been to ICU. They trying to wait for the swelling go down or the blood go down. And the neurologist that I had, he really couldn't find the spot because it was too much blood right there. So they just kept me in there at ICU for a while, for some like a week or a few days maybe, because I think I was in there for a week straight. So like a few days out of that week, and they just kept the eye on me and things like that. And I got moved up to the non-ICU brain part, I guess. I don't know. And after a while, I went home. I kept passing tests, so I went home. They signed me up for therapy and things like that. I was on a driving restriction because was that the second time? Was that the first? Yeah, it was the first time. After I got out of ICU, I had seizure-like symptoms in my bed. My mom actually caught it on camera, and she thought I was just breathing harder, dreaming about something, whatever, and I was actually like kind of having a seizure, and that was my first one ever in my life. So they say seizure like because it wasn't like a full-blown seizure, but I definitely was doing something. So I had my brain, and I had all that, and I went home. I still had a job about it. I'm in IT. I was a network administrator, and I had a job, man, and I lost my job because of this. That's why I'm unemployed. I lost my job because of this, and I try to go back, and it's crazy because sometimes you wonder if the universe or God, whatever, whatever you call him, if things happen in order to, and I know he doesn't do anything, let anything bad happen to you, but things line up in a way to where, you may not see in hindsight, see right there in the moment, but you see later, and like, I'm guessing I bring y'all. It'd be a lot talking about this. All right, so I came home. I was healing, and I was trying to return back to work as soon as I can. Right, I had to get cleared first. So it was about March. I was trying to go back because that's when I had my second one. I went to HR. We talked about me coming back. I felt like I was coming back. Mind I had that in January. I stayed about a week. So I'm trying to not make this too long. So I'm trying to keep my videos under a certain time for now. So January 24th, I was told January 25th. That's why I use January 25th as the day because that's when the doctors confirmed what was going on. So January 25th, that's when I had, found out I was having bleeding in the brain. So the day I went into my job, HR said, "Hey, I feel like I can come back. I'm feeling okay. Some of the things I could do, I can't. This, I was, I had a lot of responsibilities when it came to bills, so I had to do that. Like, I was helping my mom out with the bills and stuff. But plus, I was living there, so I was already paying because I was living there. But I just having my mom out with bills and things like that. So it just and my bills too. So I needed to go back to work. Sometimes it'd be the stress of your job, I swear, man, because the moment I walked in that place the next day, I was back in the hospital because I had it burst again. And this time I guess I can't say it burst again. It started bleeding more. Instead of healing, it started bleeding more. And it was more blood than the last time. And I was coming back from therapy for what I went through, like brain, I had to go memory therapy, and I had to do vision therapy because I had to make sure everything was good. So I had to kind of fight for my license, which I did, and I passed with flying colors. But I was coming back from therapy of that, and as we was pulling in the driveway, because at that point I was on driving restrictions, so my mama had to drive me back and forth. So we pulling back in, and that feeling was coming back. And this time I'm like, same spot, I knew. And I said, Mom, I had that feeling, and my head starting to hurt. I didn't know if that was a new norm or what. So I went and laid down for me. And I was supposed to have a neurology appointment that day. And I called them. I said, my head hurt real bad. And I threw up again, which I knew that was a bad sign because I was throwing up. And she was like, I think you should go to the hospital. We gonna let them know you on your way. So all right. So I get to the hospital. Man, it's taking forever. I'm like, oh my God, I feel. So I'm just in there, and I couldn't get in comfortable. My significant other pulled up at that time. My mama was there with me. And I had to. I was just feeling nauseous. Sorry, I covered my mouth. But when they finally called me, y'all, they called me. I walked back there. They said what I'm here for. I told them. The moment she opened up my chart, I said, yeah. I said, I'm feeling like I'm getting nauseous. And she gave me one of them little things, one of those little, bag things. And I started throwing up. She looked at my chart. When I say she got up so quick, said, hold on, we gonna get you. I'm like, y'all had me sitting out there. That ain't nobody look at my chart before me. I know it's like it be crowded, but I'm like, and the moment she saw what my situation was, and I was throwing up, man, they got me in there so quick. And they just started hooking me up and stuff like that. And long story short, I'm going to say, because it's a lot. I'm trying to not like get emotional, but, I was supposed to get the same neurologist back. They sent me through the test, all that. That's why they knew it was bleeding more and all that. And, and I got signed. I'm going to say it was a blessing because I got assigned another neurologist because my neurologist who was going to do it, they was going to go through my skull, y'all. They was going to go through my skull. Oh, my God. I was so scared because they said that'd be abrasive and things like that. And I'm thinking about my locks. More than I'm for real, like, you just, I didn't want to walk around with a bald spot, y'all. That's what I was thinking about. Ain't that crazy? That's some crazy shit. So, and they was like, we're going to give you one more angiogram, and we're going to try that again, see what we can find before we do that, because that's like the last resort. And I'm like, okay, please, whatever, like, And I got signed another neurologist because the neurologist that I had, it was busy because he's like one of the top ones around there. And they said, well, the one you're going to be in good hands because the one that you're going to get, he taught him. It's like, all right, whatever, man. I just fixed this. Like, dude fixed it, man. He found the spot. He found where it was at. He was able to patch it up while I was there. He said, okay, we found the spot. We're going to go ahead and glue it. That's what they call it, glue it. But it's like it's glue. That's the layman's term. It's like glue. And they glue up that little spot, and they said I should have no more problems and things like that. And then, I went on and started my healing process, and I was in a lot of pain, y'all. That headache didn't go away right when he fixed that. Like, it took a little second to go through that, get that pain to subside. Even with just bright lights was getting to me at a time, like, just being bright anywhere, like, and, as I was healing, I can't go back to work. Now I really can't go back to work because they ain't about to, So I had FMLA, and I felt like I at least what I'm having brain aneurysms. Who's reading a big old FMLA paper? I thought I was just supposed to get this stuff filled out by the doctor in the end. That's what I did, and I thought that the doctor notes saying I'm not cleared to go back was enough to keep it going. It wasn't. They let that mug expire, and then once it got expired, it's these two individuals who should not be named, that job will not be named, that went to the head to sign off to get me out of there, and they call it outsourcing. Yeah, I was a good worker. I had a $71,000 contract. You don't get that, and I started at IT support, making $33,000 when I first started there, and over 4 years, I got. And I'm humbly saying that, so I'm just saying that I was a good worker. It wasn't that I was a bum worker, but. When people see you doing great, it's always going to be a hater somewhere. So they signed to get me and my manager out because they got him out of there because he took a week off because it hit him hard that one of his best workers went down like that. So why I'm doing van life? Because I'm not going to be defined by this aneurysm. These aneurysms. I'm grateful to still be alive because I know a lot of people I ain't been able to survive this, and I'm not. I get people. Some people like, what about your health? What about it? I was in the house brushing my teeth, getting ready for work when it happened. I'm not gonna let this define me or hold me hostage or anything like that, because you could be at home and you can go out. You know what I mean? So I'm in therapy, because it's a lot to deal with, and I got a lot of, I start getting angry, and I just constant, why me? Like, why? You never think stuff will happen to you. Like, you need two things in life to live. For real. Everything else you kind of finagle a little bit. Like, you can lose an arm and still be like, the brain and your heart. You need them two. One of them go out, it's a wrap. So to have something like that, man, it's crazy. And I already broke my foot in it's like my 30s. I just started, my body started breaking down, but I'm about to change that. I'm not accepting that. I'm not claiming that. Like, I'm doing this van life. DoorDash is gonna help me get into it, or help me get back in shape, but doing all these deliveries and in and out the car, work on my health, and cut back on some things. But there we go, y'all. That's the deep part of it. I had 2 brain aneurysms. I lost my job due to it. And I actually had another car. The car got totaled during all this. And that's how I ended up with the 4Runner, because I was able to, the car was new enough and it was paid off that I had enough money to get this 4Runner. So, and that's how this 4Runner, being able to get this 4Runner, and me already doing my research, that's how I was able to start van life. Because now I had something to actually do it in. I could have done any Kia Soul. Well, no, I wasn't, because the Kia boys, everybody's stealing them now. I be, dang, you steal my Kia Soul, all my stuff in it. So now that I got a 4Runner, I can do this, and I want to travel. Because life ain't promised, y'all. Life ain't promised. You be brushing your teeth, and that's it. And I'm just glad I'm still here. I'm glad, I thank God, because he ain't had to spare me. He did. So I'm here to show y'all, man, you ain't got to be defined by your situation. As long as you keep trying, something gonna break. You know what I mean? So I'm doing van life because I ain't gonna be defined by what I went through. And also, I need some money because your girl lost her job. You feel me? And I still want to get my certifications in IT. Taking the certifications cost money, but I gotta study first. So once I get some money saved up, I'm gonna start kind of taking days to study and get back to that. Also, I'm building a business. I've had to take a little quick break out of that because I had to make sure my mental health was good, and I gotta get some money. You take money to run a business too. So once I get some stuff saved up, I'll be getting back to doing my studying for my certifications and building my business. IT is my career. It will never stop being my career. That's what I am. That's what I do. That's my passion. So even if I don't work for somebody, I am working for myself. I will always be doing IT in some form. You hear me? And I don't have I'm not against going back to working for somebody, but it got to be in IT. And if it's not in IT, it will have to be like when I'm out traveling and I say I work at like I work at like one of the parks or whatever. You know how you can work there and let you stay there free or whatever. So I do something like that, or it has to be all the way remote. But other than that, it's IT all day, and of course DoorDash and Uber Eats. But that's my story. I'm cool. Spot here done. Laid down. I'm about to go get something to eat and get to this DoorDash. All right, y'all. Peace.